call the ward that you were in. So if you're an inpatient, call that ward and you might get through to somebody there, someone who's perhaps working the weekend. Or call the infusion clinic that will be next to the ward. And as an outpatient, I was part of the infusion clinic at Southampton. I would have been best, knowing now, to have called them, and I would have been able to get through to somebody. The weeks that followed were quite good. So it took a long time to get over a sickness bug, longer than I would say the average person. Add on maybe an extra 5 days to a week. So where you might recoup in a week, it probably took me at least 2 weeks. I really had no energy. The sickness stopped, the diarrhea stopped. I could keep water down and then carry on taking the medication that I've been signed off with. I did find, which I believe is a reaction, because I've spoken to a MS nurse since, as I was regaining my strength and my health, and as the weeks that passed, if I did any kind of physical activity, just a walk into town and a walk back, yes, you get a little bit out of breath because you feel like you've done no cardio for absolutely ages. But I would get quite hot. I get a burning sensation, not a pins and needles sensation, which I know a lot of multiple sclerosis patients suffer anyway. And that might lead up to a relapse. But I would just get really hot and really flushed, and I got a burning in my cheeks really bad. And that would be if I'd walked into town and walked back again. It would soon die down after about half an hour. I did carry on taking antihistamines, and quite a bit, because again, I would feel a bit itchy and a bit hot from certain things. Food, I carry on doing the Listeria Diet, and this is meant to last for up to 4 months after treatment. It's basically a precaution. If you get ill or you get poorly after you've had Lemtrada, then it will take you a lot longer to recover. You've got to be clever. You've got to antibac your hands all the time. Wash your hands if you've been in a public place. If anyone coughed near me, I would be a bit like, whoa, I'd turn my head away straight away and keep walking. I was very funny about things like that. So I didn't go to the point of wearing a mask, but it was considered to wear a mask if I was going to have to go into an A&E department or a doctor's surgery. That is funny, because you do actually have to go into a doctor's surgery or a hospital for the first month after Lemtrada, so you can have your blood count taken and they can look for possible side effect signs of thyroid disorders, kidney malfunctions, that kind of thing. So I've had my first month after post Lemtrada, feeling good. Started exercising. Actually, I did one class, so not full-time exercise. I've been walking, that's about it. But I did do one gym class because I felt up to it, a high-intensity dance class, and I absolutely loved it, but I was tired. I did that 2 weeks. No, it couldn't have been 2. Must have been 3 or 4. Yeah, must have been 3 or 4 weeks after my infusion. Anyway, so I've had my urine dipped. I've had my bloods taken. That's after my first month. Then your blood cell comes back at 0.00. We're not educated, I must admit, on what these numbers mean. I've never needed to worry about blood cell counts before. I've never had a condition or a problem where I've needed to worry about it and think about it. I don't understand the science of everything. That's also why I get a lot of my phrasing wrong. I say words wrong, that kind of thing. So I do apologise if I've said words incorrectly and you're a patient of Lemtrada and you're thinking, well, she hasn't quite got that right. I'm not a doctor. I'm just trying to relay information and my side of the story of how I feel and what I've been going through. So just to reiterate that. So yeah, I had my first month done of blood and my cell count was 0.00. Don't really know what that means. I tried to ask my MS nurse. She was similar to something I'd read on the Facebook group, the Lemtrada group, where they said they don't really want to tell you what the cell count is meant to be because there's too much pressure on whether you've reached that count or not. And then some people grow back cells really, really quickly. And that's actually too quick. So that's not a good, even though you think, well, I do need to grow back cells. So you want your number to increase from being nothing, 0.00 is my immune, brilliant. That sounds scary in itself, really, to me anyway. So you do want to go up, but you don't want to go up rapidly from what I can get at. So they don't really give you targets on numbers. Maybe your multiple sclerosis nurse will. I know every practitioner is slightly different and every nurse is slightly different in how they go about educating us with it. So. But it is still very new, so there isn't dead set answers to anything. I would say the depression kicks in a little bit. So I've now kind of locked myself away a little bit. I'm just with the kids in the house all day, every day. Don't want to meet up for mummy dates with the kids because those other children might be poorly. They might give me something that I'll get ill. I also can't go out and about into a shop, into a supermarket, normal day-to-day stuff. Most places have air conditioning in. So I'm now getting a little bit paranoid of the outside world. So I'm being a bit of a hermit, and by being a bit of a hermit, I'm starting to really, depression is kicking in. Depression is quite a strong word, and I know it's a condition in itself. So I would just say I was getting slightly depressed just being in the house. It wasn't actual depression. Just to clarify that, but I was not enjoying life. I was recouping, I was feeling better, I wasn't afternoon napping as much, I felt like I had more energy, but I was actually getting a little bit scared to go out and about in case I got poorly. Again, because I'd got so severely poorly straight after with a sickness bug. So that's kind of a massive recap. I've now done month 2, and I'm now due to have month 3 done of my bloods and my urine dipped. By month 2, my cell count went up to 0.2. And after the first month, so I was at 0.00 when you finished the treatment. I should have said my first month was actually 0.1, not 0.00, it was 0.1. My second month of having my bloods tested was 0.2. So for me, I personally, from my naive opinion of it all, and from what I can understand, it's good that I'm going up, but I'm not going up rapidly. I think it's okay. Now, how do I feel? This I can talk about freely. I feel really good. I'm currently in California at the moment. We're doing a lot of toing and froing, possibly moving house. We've got a business over in California. That's why I'm so tanned. I'm here as well for the vitamin D. It's a huge thing from research we've done. Me and the husband have read up a lot, and vitamin D is very positive, and we are really severely lacking in the UK, vitamin D deficiencies and things. And obviously that's, obviously you might not know, but it's one thing that gets tested when they are certainly looking at diagnosing you with multiple sclerosis. They do test your vitamin D count, and mine was low. So being in California, being in the sun is great. I've got to be careful. Viral infections, the cold sore thing. I've just had a big cold sore last week. Cold sores are brought on for myself through stress, being run down, being tired, and also the sunshine. So it's catch-22. You want to be out in the sunshine. You want to have your vitamin D levels topped up. But also I don't want to be out in it too long because I might get a viral infection and my cold sores might flare up. We do have to look out for signs of a possible relapse. That is something that can also happen from having Lemtrada. So even though you've had it done in the long run to feel better, short term you can actually have a relapse. It's all very confusing. I've got this down here. So this is my Lemtrada monitoring calendar. It's got your year 1 and year 2. This is filled out by your multiple sclerosis nurse. And it says the things that they're testing for with the bloods and with the urine. You write the date that it's been taken, the place and the time, what your blood count is. I'm going to pronounce words wrong, so I do apologise. I'm terrible at this. Your serum creatine levels, your thyroid function, and then your urine dipped with microscopy. A lot of scientific terms I don't understand, and then a couple of token words that I do understand. This says year 1, and I don't know if you can see the orange boxes there, but it goes all the way for 12 months. This then follows into year 2. So from year 2, they're looking for exactly the same things, and that's because in year 2 you have a 3-day infusion, not a 5-day infusion. But they kill off all your blood cells again that you've regrown in the last year, hoping that you regrow good ones again. It's like your body's trying to repeat that pattern and that memory of regrowing cells and regrowing good cells. I'm going to end this now, but I can tell you personally I'm feeling great. I've got energy. I'm back in the gym. I'm swimming. I'm swimming in the swimming pool. I'm running. I'm doing dance classes, so cardio. I'm working. I'm back to work. I am setting up a house up here in California as well, as toing and froing from England. I have obviously flown on a plane. 2.5 months actually, post-Lem. And we flew out here about a month ago, just over a month ago. So I was about 2.5 months post-Lem when I got on a plane and flew. But since then I've been exercising, setting up a house, working, training up some staff over here for the company that we run. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really, really good. I felt quite positive about it all before. During the 5-day infusion, you battle with the rash, you battle with being uncomfortable, you battle with maybe not being able to sleep. Then also, I did actually have a really panicky moment where I just felt to the point of, if I fall asleep, what if I don't wake up again? Just your mind's playing tricks on you a little bit. I think you're on steroids, so you're up and down, your emotions are like that. You're on steroids, that's an IV in the arm that gets put in before the Lemtrada then goes in for 3 days of those 5 days. So the steroids send me a bit nutty anyway. So I was feeling a little bit low. That was on the Thursday, the 4th day of Lemtrada. So if I look back to that now, to how I'm feeling now, I feel fantastic. It's great to be out and about. I'm quite a busy person. My life's busy. I like to keep busy. I like to see friends. I like to be around people a lot. So when I was kind of stuck in the house trying to recoup, not get ill, not go in any public places, not go out for dinners or lunches, or even go out with my family, I was feeling pretty poop, and it made me feel a little depressed. Now I'm feeling completely different. I've just cracked on with my life. I'm careful. I wash my hands a lot. I have antibac gel everywhere I go. If anyone still coughs, I still turn my head away. So I'm still very aware, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really, really good. Day-to-day symptoms, I don't have daily headaches. I must admit, with the multiple sclerosis, I never had a daily disability where so one of the things that happened during one of my relapses was my face. If you've seen any of my videos, my face all moved up to the left and moved upwards and then slowly made its way down, and it did repair, and I was very lucky for that. It could have stayed. There's no guarantee with multiple sclerosis that you will ever recover from your relapse, and that kind of depends what kind of level of multiple sclerosis you have, whether it is going to be a bit of a slow decline or whether your body seems to be repairing after it's relapsing. So I don't have a daily problem where it hit the nerves in my hip or my arm or my face. It's still the same. And therefore I can't say the results of Lemtrada so far on the outside are working, because all I can tell you is how I feel on the inside, because I didn't have a daily problem that you could see that was repairing itself. Some people on the Facebook Lemtrada group have said they had a daily thing where they have pins and needles in their hand. They've had Lemtrada. They don't have pins and needles anymore. Literally woke up and don't have it. So I don't have a physical outside body sign. What I do know is how I feel. Brain fog. Brain fog is something I had quite a lot. Looking back now, I had it loads, and I didn't realise as I was going through it that I had it. I would find it hard to concentrate on menus. We were out and about, and I was trying to talk to the children, talk to the hubby, talk to friends, and look at a menu at the same time. I just couldn't, too much going on, and it would actually hurt my head. If I had stuff to do at work and my inbox was building up, I could feel myself getting anxious and stressed about it because I just couldn't think clearly. Talking to other people that suffer from multiple sclerosis online, brain fog is quite a big thing. I would say brain fog is cleared. The more energy I'm getting every single day that I wake up in the morning, things literally clear it. It's like something has just gone, and breathe and relax, and I can do that, and I can do that, and I can multitask, and it's not a problem. So that's one thing that's great. I hope this has helped anybody that is going through Lemtrada, who has heard about it but doesn't know whether they can have it. If that's a question, go back to my previous videos, because that's all on there. If you're going through it and you want to know daily symptoms, again, go back to my previous videos. This is me doing a video now because I've been through it and I've come out the other end and I'm feeling brilliant. But I'm going to keep doing a few more videos. So keep watching, keep subscribing if it helps you, or you can advise anyone that you know of that has multiple sclerosis and they don't know whether to have this Lemtrada infusion or treatment because it sounds